All right. I met Imani on Clubhouse, and that experience alone made me gravitate towards her. We did a phone conversation, and ever since that moment, Imani has been very diligent, very professional, very focused on what I want to do. There's not a lot of people who actually could see my vision, and Imani has embedded herself in the vision, and actually we see eye to eye. She's a dope spirit, like very professional and knows her craft very well. She's put together some amazing stuff on my social media, and she has turned it from this big to that big. Her ideas are great, her vision is clear, and her work ethic is unfathomable. You know what I mean? But Imani is one of the best people I've worked with in my experiences as running a nonprofit. I think everybody should definitely use her services. Thank you.
Greetings and grace. I pray that today you have the just the well of peace, right? We're talking about how to captivate peace today, but I pray that you have that moment and more moments of peace, the type of peace that surpasses all understanding, right? The type of stillness that a lot of people, unfortunately, at this time just don't have. They simply don't have. They don't know how to get it. They don't know how to work for it. They don't know how to work towards it. But we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it today because that's very important, especially in a post-COVID or during COVID era where people are losing their lives as a result of taking a shot, and their heart rate is just on a whole nother level. And the reason why we're going to talk about that for just a brief moment is because one of my aunts, she actually ended up having a stroke a few years ago in like 2019. And I was like, yo, this is wild. And it's very powerful, when you start to understand heart rate, when you start to understand the fact that heart disease is still the number one killer here, especially in North America. And it was things like that, even before then, that I was like, man, I hope people stop saying things like so and so broke my heart. That's just, to me, that's not speaking life. Yeah, your feelings are hurt, and you know it's in songs. People say it, they believe it with all their heart. And um life is in our words. What we speak matters. And so you want to make sure that your speech is effective to the point where you even take inventory of what it is that you're saying. Are you inviting chaos into your life, or are you inviting peace into your life? Are you working on your boundaries to make sure that you maintain said peace, right? Because you have to have that foundation. And I want to say it's equanimity. Equanimity is one of those, but that's just like a whole new next level, a whole nother level of just stillness and peace. It's beautiful. All right, let's talk about it. So make sure you meditate if you can. Find, I meditate. We meditate on here 1 p.m. every day, except for I want to say Tuesdays, because of the Significant Impact Show. Season 2 is here, but just 10 minutes. 10 minutes. In fact, fun fact, every hour you meditate, you work on your deep breath of meditation. That's an additional 9 minutes added to your life. I remember finding that out through research and everything like that, learning more about it. So, think about that. Be intentional about it. Remember, Jesus the Christ meditated. Come on. Why is it not taught enough? I don't know. But I tell you what, guess what? My nephew be meditating. Because he'd be like, Auntie Money, I'm like, right on, buddy. But guess what? It looks like we need to take a moment and meditate, or like we're kind of pumped up right now. Let's just take a moment and breathe and meditate. And let me tell you, I'm proud. I'm so proud of little dude, because guess what? He be out here meditating. And we got to teach these kids how to meditate so that they can become the best version of themselves, exercise that self-control, right? And also become more aware of what it is that they're feeling and how to deal with it and how to go about it. Come on, y'all. All right. Anyway, Proverbs chapter 17. Better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. A prudent servant will rule over a disgraceful son and will share the inheritance as one of the family. The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord detests, excuse me, the crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. A wicked person listens to deceitful lips. A liar pays attention to a destructive tongue. Whoever mocks the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Excuse me. Children's children. It's time to eat something real quick. Children's children, or drink something. Children's children are a crown to the aged, and parents are the pride of their children. Eloquent lips are unsuited to a godless fool. How much worse lying lips to a ruler. A bribe is seen as a charm by the one who gives it. They think success will come at every turn. Whoever would foster love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. That's good, y'all. A rebuke impresses a discerning person more than 100 lashes a fool. Evildoers foster rebellion against God. The messenger of death will be sent against them. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool bent on folly. Evil will never leave the house of one who, Evil will never leave the house of one who pays back evil for good. Starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam, so drop the matter before a dispute breaks out. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. Why should fools have money in hand to buy wisdom when they are not able to understand it? Oh, we talked about that preparation yesterday. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. One who has no sense shakes hands in pledge and puts up security for a neighbor. Whoever loves a quarrel loves sin. Whoever builds a high gate invites destruction. One whose heart is corrupt does not prosper. One whose tongue is perverse falls into trouble. To have a fool for a child brings grief. There is no joy for the parent of a godless fool. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. The wicked accept bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice. A discerning person keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. A foolish son brings grief to his father and bitterness to the mother who bore him. If imposing a fine on the innocent is not good, surely to flog innocent. What is that? Oh, I already said. Okay. If imposing a fine on the innocent is not good, surely to flog honest officials is not right. The one who has knowledge uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even-tempered. Even fools are thought to be wise if they kept silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. Shout out to the quiet people out there. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 1. We're talking about how to captivate peace, right? Better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. Yo, that's real, man. Have you ever gone out to eat and everybody was just toxic or anything like that? And it was just like, y'all are ruining this beautiful meal we have before us, right? Has that ever happened to you? And then have you ever, maybe during a struggle or whatever, you just had a little bit of food and you're chilling by yourself and you're like, this is really quite nice. It's peaceful. Some people, would actually prefer that than to be hanging around a bunch of people that it's just chaotic, man. Look, better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. I've actually experienced some things like that. Like I would actually choose to, be off by myself, off and away from everybody, just to have that peace. And let me tell you something. It's been beautiful. I've done it before, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I am pro being off grid. I recommend it. Try it out. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. Peace is so underrated. You know what I'm saying? Just peace. You know what I'm saying? Like being by yourself and just stillness, right? And not having to think about, you know what I'm saying, the world or the chaos that everybody a lot of times they're attracted to, or they just bring forth. A lot of times the chaos that comes forth is because people aren't really working on themselves. That's just fact. You know what I'm saying? So I want to encourage everybody to have that self-love. You know what I'm saying? Find your secret place, that special place where you can go off grid, where you can kind of just shut everybody out and just be by yourself. Bring yourself some crackers, because it says better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. Go on, get you some crackers and go to a secret place. And you let me know after about a week or so of doing it, how you feel concerning when you didn't used to do it. All right. Let's see. This one was really good. There's a whole lot of stuff on here. In verse 15, acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. You know, we see this happening in real time within our judicial system, our justice system. It really isn't justice, because if you have the right lawyer and you have the right amount of money, guess what? Even if you are in fact guilty, you can get off because you paid your lawyer to do so. And that is, wow, that is not a justice system. It's not a justice system. You know what I'm saying? And I find it hilarious how people say don't mix the church and the state, and yet when people go in the courtroom, they swear on the Bible. What you swearing on the Bible for? Okay, that's, excuse me, just a little moment. It makes no sense. Maybe if God was actually in the government, the whole entire United States would be out of debt. Matter of fact, if Black people got their reparations, maybe all the debt that's been happening, all of the issues that North America faces, it wouldn't be happening because they did right. Come on, man. Look, instead of just sitting there acting like it didn't exist, acting like it didn't happen, maybe I'll leave it at that. And then condemning the innocent. Stop condemning the innocent. Man, look. All right. Verse 19. Whoever loves a quarrel loves sin. Whoever builds a high gate invites destruction. We'll start talking about the first part. Whoever loves a quarrel loves sin. Man, people who love to argue just to argue, or they want to do stuff just to get you going, please avoid them at all costs. Like, it's not worth it. Ain't no peace in that. There is zero peace in that. There is no peace in that. Again, there is no peace with people who literally get off on starting arguments. Look, that is dysfunction at its finest. Okay. Some people really like that. And you know what? It's unattractive. And you know what? It's exhausting. It's taxing, and it robs you of your peace. So if you are that person, please go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? Trauma therapy, not just regular therapy. Go to trauma therapy. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to speak, learn how to deal with your emotions, because that is an emotional response to want to cause chaos to peaceful people. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how to deal with your own emotions. A lot of people out there do that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we see men be like, just be my peace. Look, us ladies be like that too. We need to cultivate peace in this household all together throughout this relationship. In fact, we both need to be at peace. You need to be a peaceful person as well. You need to know what makes you at peace, what brings you peace, what brings you happiness, and vice versa. And then we could just flourish in all the peacefulness and peaceful beauty. All right. Whoever builds a high gate invites destruction. I think this is more of a metaphor. I didn't do the exegete. I didn't exegete this or anything like that. And but I would see this more so as a metaphor, because it's not necessarily about a house, but it's about being unreachable to the point where you don't teach anybody anything, by having so much knowledge, knowing what to do, that you don't even offer to share it, right? That's important. There's a lot of people that do that, and that's just like why do that? Saying that you don't have to compete out here or anything like that. I'm a firm believer that, in fact, guess what? The world is mainly full of oceans. So why compete with people over a bunch of ponds? Like, come on. There's enough room for everybody. All right. That's what I'm saying. Education. They say those who can't do teach, man. Let me tell you something. The teachers, the educators out here are doing phenomenal. And they need more people like that, because it takes a lot of patience to deal with some of y'all crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I know as a kid, I was a little as well. So I know they were probably like, man, Imani, what we going to do with her? I know it, because most of the time I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be at school. But I tell you what, when I got older and I experienced life and everything like that, I'm like, man, I actually value school. I value different type of schooling. Don't get me wrong, saying, based upon where it is God has called me to go, which is completely different, you know what I'm saying? But like, you got to think about it. All right. So don't put yourself so high and so far away from people being able to learn what it is you've learned, right? Create a course, sell it, teach people, do a couple free workshops, break some free resources, give people something that they can actually run with and grow with. Guess what? You planted that seed. That's a beautiful seed to plant, you know? And hey, y'all already know I got a course out there. I got some courses and more coming. So go on ahead and grab it, you guys. Grab it. Grab the information, you guys. And verse 23, the wicked accepts bribes in secret to pervert the course of justice. Again, the justice system, we know what goes on. We know that there are prison systems and court systems that literally set stuff up intentionally. And there's bribing. There's is it coercion? Is that it? I don't even know. But look, folks be doing some off stuff left and right, you know, and to push an agenda. You know what I'm saying? Or because somebody got something on them, you know, that's wicked. Bible, hey, I ain't saying it. The Bible says it. The Bible says it's wicked. All right. I'm just repeating what the Lord has said. To God be the glory. Verse 27, the one who has knowledge uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even tempered. Equanimity, come on with it. You want more peace? Use restraint. Be even tempered. And if you don't have the understanding, ask the Lord to give you a heart of understanding. Be prepared for what comes with it. But, you know, my spiritual pops, he'll say, you know, you can explain something to someone 20 different ways and they still won't understand it. It's not you, it's them, you know. And, you know, the more I think about things like that, right? Even the Bible tells us how God will literally allow people who want to disconnect from him, right? You know, to believe whatever it is they want to believe. If your heart is set on, you know what, God doesn't exist, God will allow you to believe that. Okay, God bless. You know, that is your choice. That is your heart. That is your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Okay, God bless. I wish you the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be like that. You know, sometimes people are looking for misery to bring to you. Like, that happens. Like, I remember driving one time when I was driving Lyft and Uber, and this guy, I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? It's peaceful. I stay having worship, you know, I would say have worship jazz playing in the background. And there's one guy, he came in, and for like 5 minutes straight, I'm in my head, I'm like, oh my God, please shut up. I just want to pull over and kick you out. But I'm like, I got these bills to pay. But he literally spent 5 minutes trying to like invite misery. And I'm like, the devil is a lie. Yeah, I'm like, I rebuke this. I rebuke you, Satan. Every time you said something that was negative, I turned it back around. I was like, you know, and I was positive. And he eventually gave up. And I was like, thank you, God, because this guy was pissing me off. And honestly, I wanted to cuss him out. I did. But guess what? Hope and optimism ruled that day, y'all. Okay. And so be even tempered, all right? Be restraint. Self-control. Hey, self-control one time, all times, right? Verse 28, even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. Have you ever thought somebody was super wise and then they open their mouth? I mean, I think we've all done that. I think we've all been that at some point. But let me tell you something. There's something beautiful in first reading the room, taking a moment, taking inventory of the situation, the temperature of the conversation, you know, before speaking, and then finding out if you actually have something wonderful to say. There's nothing wrong with that. Do that first. And if you don't, ask a question, you know what I'm saying? Try to find the right question while you're in that room, you know what I'm saying? Do some research, get a little summary to fully understand it, you know, to have some sort of understanding, to have something to add if you must speak. But it's okay to freaking learn to just chill out in the back and just listen. Remember, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. All right. God bless. All right. Have a phenomenal day and look forward to seeing your wins. Okay. Oh, wait. Come on, baby.
Greetings. Secure your path in just 3 steps. I myself knew a piece of my purpose, but I lacked the depths of my vision. I knew that I would make an impact, but I did not feel significant because I didn't know how to achieve this and actually make money online. Now, I exercise the confidence of my purpose, execute my strategies for more impact, and I feel more fulfilled, making money as a result, helping other educators do the same as me. Some have even left their 9 to 5. Specifically, this year, I want to help 1,000 people discover their purpose in depth, strategize their impact, and make money online organically with the right information and guidance straight, no chaser. Go to online.theetablueprint.com right now. so that you can be confident in your purpose like me and no longer lost on your path. My name is Imani Allen, and I own Priceless Faith Productions, where your impact can become omnipresent. 10x, baby!